We're out here today doing something that's very important, I think, and that's get used to your gun again. It's been almost a year, since I've been out shooting this gun. So I'm getting used to the trigger pull again and trying some new loads out, and that load right there ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. But just trying some different shells out. That's what you want to do when every year I like to tweak my equipment, just because if something comes out better, something that year comes out better that's going to help me, that's what I want. I want something that's going to help me to increase my chances when the moment of truth comes to be able to take that gobbler. So that particular shotgun shell there is going to shoot too far, throwing the pattern too far over to the right. So probably go back to Old Faithful and stick with what works. But in this video, we want to talk about shotgun chokes and equipment. So come on along, and hopefully you'll learn something and maybe help you bag that turkey this season. Eric from Pennsylvania emailed me and asked me a question that I thought was a good question that we could just make a video from, because it is a very important subject that I think that might help you on your turkey hunt this coming spring. And his question was concerning choke tubes. Now, there's a debate over what's the best shotgun, or the best shotgun on the market is so and so, so and so. I don't think the gun itself matters as much as your load and your choke tube. But your choke tube is a very important part of your gun. And what I mean by choke tube, and let me just show you. This is one of my guns. I've got both of my shotguns that I turkey hunt with. They're both Remingtons. I like Remington myself. This is an 1187. I like the 1187 just a little bit more than the 870, simply because it's a semi-automatic. And if I have to pull that second shot off, if something happens, I miss, and I get that split second to make another shot. A semi-automatic just that split second more that you can make that second shot. But I've killed turkeys both of them. This is an 870 pump. This is 1187, and both of them's killed turkeys. I just assumed to hunt with one, and I would the other. Reason I have two, I know you can't hunt with two, but in case something goes wrong with one, I always got a backup. And also for a buddy that wants to go hunting and you don't have a shotgun or something, he can use one of mine. But whatever you choose, whether it's a pump, semi-automatic, whatever name brand, your choke tube is very important. Now, what I mean by choke tube, it's this little tube that screws into the end of your gun here. Now, this gun's unloaded, so chamber's open, so don't flip out on me. Most shotguns come with a modified or full choke from the factory or from the dealership when you buy it. And it'll usually, be right in there. And usually, if it's a modified, you don't want to hunt with a modified choke, because remember, a modified, for those that don't know, maybe young hunters that don't know what I'm talking about, a modified choke is going to have a pattern or a spread. When you shoot it, the pellets are going to go out about this far. An improved cylinder is going to go out about this far, all right? Or a full choke is going to, be a little bit tighter, probably about like this. A full choke is fine. There's been thousands of turkeys killed with just a plain old full choke, and it's fine. But if your shotgun has interchangeable chokes, it has threads, and most new guns have. Some guns, back in the 70s and 80s, don't have it. So you just have to stick with what's ever in there, which most was full. But if your shotgun has different chokes, what you want to do is buy a turkey choke. Now, a turkey choke is really an extra full choke. In other words, like a full choke is going to be, like I said, about like this. An extra full choke, like the one I'm holding in my hand, it's going to pull it in even closer, and it's going to be a tighter. And so most of your 150, 200 shots that's in a shotgun shell is going to be all like this, instead of out here or out here. And when you're shooting at a small turkey, a turkey head, no matter if it's a great big gobbler, you're still shooting at a small target. You want that all them pellets to go in the, all close as they can. And also, a turkey choke is going to get you farther down range. Now, believe me, I know this for sure. A full choke, because the more your shotgun shells or pellets spread out, the less of a chance you've got the farther down range. if they stay closer together, it's going to be more effective downrange. And so you can actually take a turkey choke and add 10, 15 yards sometimes with your killing distance just from changing chokes. So a turkey choke is just like the one I'm holding in my hand. This one is a True Glow. I think it's called a Jelly Head. It works best in this 1187 of mine. In my 870 here, I've got a H&S Undertaker choke. But what you do is when you buy your shotgun, or you have your shotgun, just buy your turkey choke. Make sure it's your company, you know, because it won't fit. You know, like if this is a Remington, make sure this will fit a Remington 1187. And you'll just take it and you'll just screw it right in there, just like I'm doing here. Any idiot can do this. It's idiot proof. Just screw it in. Of course, the choke that came in, it's going to have to be out, but they put a tool in there to get that choke out. What this is going to do now, this gun, just from putting this choke in, has given me a greater advantage of shooting at a smaller target and keeping my pellets closer together. And that way, when you're shooting, especially if you're hunting, say, along a fence line, and a turkey's just on the other side of the fence, this kind of choke will really improve getting through that fence. Believe me, it'll do it. Shooting through small patches of brush, you know, if something happens that you got to make a quick shot and he goes behind a little pile of brush, you know, and you have to make that shot through brush, and you just got to open it about like that, this kind of choke will help. Whereas, you know, a modified or a full would just go all in the brush pile, where this one is going to keep it closer together. So just by putting a choke tube on is going to help you in killing and being a more effective turkey hunter and having a more effective killing weapon. So that's really the advantages of a choke tube. Now, like I said, this is my 870 here, and it's got still the same concept. This is just an H&S Undertaker choke. It really works good in this gun. So you want to make sure that you have a good turkey choke in your shotgun, if all possible. Also, make sure you shoot Magnum Loads. Make sure you shoot 3-inch, 2 3/4 inch, whatever you prefer, 3.5 inch, but make sure they're Magnum Loads. Don't go out and try to turkey hunt with squirrel shot or rabbit shot, you know, little low brass shells, because you're just going to, mostly you're just going to put it at a disadvantage unless you get him up there 10, 15 yards and, you know, where you got some punch. And believe me, that just don't work, you know, these low shot shells. So get a gun that you can put a turkey choke and shoot high velocity shells, you know, Magnum shells. 3-inch Magnum is probably the all-around load for most turkey hunters. Some guys like 3.5, some guys like 2 3/4. But 3-inch Magnum is a good load. It just gives you that little extra downrange velocity, and it gives you that little downrange power in case that turkey's out there, say 45, 50 yards. So it always helps just to have that turkey choke that'll keep them pellets together, and also keep, you know, that hard hitting extra punch. So just by adding a turkey choke, it's going to help you, you know, with keeping your groups tighter, and also give you a little bit more range on your turkey gun. So it's, you know, on your shotgun, so you don't have to go out and buy a real expensive shotgun or a quote turkey gun, as we call it. You know, some companies just specify turkey guns. You can just take your shotgun that you use for squirrel hunting or rabbit hunting, put you a choke tube on there, turkey choke, put you some good heavy loads in it, and I guarantee you it's going to do the job. Now, some guns are going to shoot loads different. This particular, you know, both of my guns shoot 6s very well, so I shoot 6s. I had a Mossberg a few years ago that shot 4s better, and 5s. So each gun is different. So whatever your gun, you know, just when you buy a gun, the best thing to do is, it's like, you know, when I bought both of these guns, I just bought every box of shells I could find, turkey loads, and I just went out and shot them. I shot 2 3/4, 3-inch, 3.5 inch, 3.5 inch. You know, that kind of rock you a little bit, but I was going to find out what, you know, both of these guns like to eat better, as they say it. And so both of my guns, I shoot 3-inch Magnum 6-shot. Now, here's something else. Remington shots shoot better in this 1187. The Remington shells shoot better in this 1187, whereas the Winchester Supremes shoot better in my 870. So you just need to just work with your, because that's what you want. You want the best load, and you want to be able to put all them shots, as many shots in a turkey target's head as you possibly can. Something else that might help your turkey gun also is on both of my guns I have fiber sights, these True Glow sights. And low light conditions, it'll really help you. That way when you get up there and, in low light conditions like daylight, right at crack of daylight, if you have to make a shot, if he's on the ground and he's coming, because I have had them do that. Last year I had one do that, just come in and the camera couldn't pick it up, and it was, we thought the camera could pick it up, and but I could see him through this, through these sights, but the camera couldn't. But if you're not trying to tape, where if I would have had just a regular bead, I might not could have seen him, but he was on the ground full strutting coming straight in. Fiber optic sights will help you a lot. So that's something else you may want to do. So you can really take just about any gun and make a good turkey gun out of it, shotgun rather. Basic gauges, try to stay with 12 gauge. Some of you young hunters might want to stay 20 gauge, but whatever you choose, make sure you got a good turkey choke, good load, find out what it likes to eat, and just go out and practice with it. And on a turkey target, try to put as many shots in that turkey's head as possible. And I promise you this will help you this year fill that turkey tag. I remember one quick story I'll give to you. A few years ago, and I believe it was all because of these chokes. I really do. I think I was hunting with this. I think I was hunting with this 870. I think it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this 870. I was hunting with it. It was the last day of turkey season, and I worked this turkey in, and it was the last day of spring turkey season of 2007, I think, and it was like the 15th of May. It was late. It was up in the middle of the month, and called this turkey in. He never gobbled. He'd been caught. They've been shot at and called to for the last month and a half, so he was just real skittish, like most of them are. The later the season gets. But he wouldn't come in. He wouldn't come in them last few yards. And this was the last evening. It was an evening hunt, which was legal here. I remember thinking when he was getting ready to, he was in this big field, and it was in real high grass, and he was getting ready to disappear in that grass. I thought, well, I probably ain't going to hit him, but what the heck, might as well try it. And honestly, I put this gun up, man, and I put that bead on his head, and I didn't aim high, didn't aim, above his head or anything. Just put it right on his head, pulled the trigger. I thought I missed him. And in fact, I was pretty sure that I was going to miss him because he was that far. And something just told me. I didn't see him flop, didn't see him fly or nothing. And something just told me I was getting, in fact, I was pretty sure that I missed him enough that I was going to just get up and walk back to the truck, And something just told me to go over there and check. So I went over there and checked, and sure enough, he's over there in the weeds flopping. And I looked, I couldn't believe it. I stepped it off, and it's 55 yards. With an 870 Remington, no 10 gauge here. This 12 gauge, 3-inch Magnums, 6-shot. But, I just got 4 or 5 pellets in his head, just enough to kill him. So I believe that if I had not had this extra full choke, that would have never happened. If I'd have had just a regular full choke, them pellets had already been long gone, before it got there. But I believe that it's all owed to that choke right there, because it kept that pattern close enough that out there, even at a long shot. Now, I don't recommend 55-yard shots at no turkey, but like I said, that was just one of them things that happened that it was luck, But I believe that choke really helped to kill that gobbler. And so that's the advantages of a turkey choke. So I hope that answered your question, Eric, and I hope that helped many of you this coming season, because I believe that a turkey is hard enough to get anyway, and we need all the advantages that we can get. But that's why we go out, and that's why we love to hunt. So I hope this helps you, and be looking for more videos as the turkey season gets closer, and during it we'll give you some more calling tips. And appreciate all of you that stay tuned to the channel. Appreciate all your comments. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to help you all that I can. All right, so until the next video, God bless you, and hope that you kill a great big longbeard this year. Send me a picture and I will put it on the channel here. All right, I gotta go.